Thanks for tuning into the Hidden Tracks podcast. You can find us wherever you find podcasts or listen to music. When you have an opportunity, please give us a 5-star review, write a little note, tell us how we're doing. We really appreciate it. It helps us keep this thing going. If you want to reach out to us, you can find us at Facebook at Hidden Tracks. Instagram is at HiddenTracks99, and if you'd like to send in submissions or talk to us or give us any feedback about what we're doing, our email is myhiddentracks99@gmail.com. Thank you so much again for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy the show. What's up, everybody? We are here today with a very special guest, someone who's been very important with his music in my life, Chad Price from A VULTURE Wake. You may also know him from Drag the River, All, and to name a few, and his solo stuff, which is pretty tear-jerking as well. So, Chad, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I especially appreciate you talking about my solo records because nobody even knows they exist.
Well, I know they exist, and listen, your solo one week is listen. As free, I don't know why, but for some reason, I just said the words as free and I got goosebumps. And as we talked prior to this, I'm hot and sweaty in a basement studio without a shirt on. So I can see all the goosebumps. But saying that song gave me goosebumps, saying the name of that song. And that's like what's awesome about music is I can say the name of a song and I get that feeling from the first time I heard it. So thanks for giving that to me.
Cool, man. I love it. I love it so much. Talk about those songs all you want.
So your most recent project, A VULTURE Wake, you released an EP earlier this year, and you have another one coming out September 2nd. Heard the first song off of it. September 9th. Okay. September 9th. It's awesome. It's punk rock. It is, back to the old school days of when punk was great and harmonious, which I loved about it back in the late 90s. So thanks for that. If you want, give us a little background about what brought you to A VULTURE Wake.
So I was in this band All, still am. We toured a lot for years. At some point we kind of stopped. You may know the story about Bill getting sick, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I know the story.
All this shit, Yeah. So everything just kind of came to a standstill. So me and my friend John Snodgrass, put kind of all of our focus into Drag the River, which is more country based, acoustic, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't label it country for those out there who think what country is right now. If you want to listen to good music with two awesome guys, go listen to Drag the River. Don't use the term country.
Yeah, I guess you have to watch out. You have to watch out for that term now, I guess.
Yeah.
Because who the fuck knows what you're going to get with...
Exactly.
It's country. It's country. Okay, well, what could that possibly mean? So instead of saying country, let's say more like a Midwestern, jangly rock and roll band, all Replacements or Soul Asylum.
Perfect.
But, not as rocking or as good as either. I take that back. I take it back.
You should take it back because, I mean...
We're as good as the Replacements.
Yeah.
Where was I at?
So we went off on that little figuring out what country was. But yeah, so you were John Snodgrass from Armchair Martian. From Drag the River. Yeah.
So me and John started playing a lot, got a band together, so the majority of what I was doing, I mean, even though All was, my main gig or whatever, we were on an indefinite hiatus Drag the River was touring a lot. We had our ups and downs. We all have had our, problems with, drugs and alcohol, all this kind of shit. So all that touring, the Drag the River touring, like, really took it out of me. It really, that kind of shit will really take a toll on you. Hence the name of, not our last record, but the one before, You Can't Live This Way. Anyway, so it got to a point, it was like, me and John were on tour opening for the Ataris. This is very strange. They are friends of ours, and we've known them forever and shit. All has played obviously with the Ataris. Armchair Martian has, So we've just known those guys forever. So they asked. They were out on tour. They had 3 opening bands, and it was like 2 punk bands, and me and John up there with fucking acoustic guitars and shit. It's like, this is a bizarre idea, but I got to do it. I got to see what's going to happen. So, anyway, one of the other bands was Authority Zero.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to know those guys, and especially their guitar player Brandon at the time. So we started chatting and shit. Kept in touch when that Atari's tour was over. And Brandon just hit me up, and he wanted to start a new band. Had a collection of like no lyrics, no singing, no nothing, just a bunch of music he had written. Pretty fleshed out though, in like song form, just no no vocals. He's like, I got Sean Sellers, on drums on this. He's like, you're our first choice for singer. We thought we'd reach out to you first. You want to take a stab at this? And, I listened to the stuff, and it was, it's punk rock. It's fast, more of like, kind of skate punk-y, I guess. Which I was like, cool. It wasn't really my type of music. That like kind of SoCal, skate punk, I guess.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's the old 80s skate punk video sound.
Right. And it's like, yeah, like, I'll give it a shot. I was like, I all still wasn't doing anything. Actually, by that time, we had kind of Descendants were already full bore, so obviously all got pushed further to the side. But throughout the last few years, not counting the last 2, but
what, something happened the past 2 years that I don't know about?
Let me tell you about it. You're gonna shit your pants.
Just got out of a coma, so I have no idea.
It's fucking wild. So I was like, so all would do like festivals here and there, punk rock bowling, whatever, Warped Tour kind of shit. But not much. So I was like, when Brandon asked me, I was like, yes, send that stuff. I'd love to check it out. Cause I was pretty much itching to rock. Let me throw this in there. I had, recently quit drinking. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, you're living a clean lifestyle.
Living the clean lifestyle. Slowly trying to get out of that fucking Drag the River haze. So it was like, so I was like, that the kind of the Drag the River world is kind of, kind of drifting away, because like me and John weren't really playing either. So I dove into all these songs Brandon sent, just started cranking out lyrics and shit. Not cranking out, because actually that, other than like maybe one or two all songs that were more like collaborative, like this is the first time I had ever just written lyrics. Except for the couple all things like Stefan will bring in like some crazy ass music, and he's like, "Who wants to write lyrics over this?" And I was like, "Well, not me." But ended up doing it. A lot of times, like it would get those kind of songs would get passed around to Bill and Carl and me, and so we would always write a little bit of it. So like just writing lyrics was a whole new thing for me. So I didn't even know that I could do it. So with like the probably 15 songs Brandon sent, like most of them already had drums and bass. Like they were like pretty decent, like garage band demos and shit. So, after a few days, I listened to everything. Nothing's working. Finally, one song just caught my attention, and I just wrote lyrics and melody to it real fast. And then after that, kind of like I kind of got in the groove. Shit started feeling better. And then we didn't really have a band either, so we had to find a bass player and all that kind of shit. But so that's basically where A Vulture Wake came from. Like it was really Brandon's music. It was his idea. It was his music from the get go. And he was, I guess he wasn't actually in Authority's ear at the time. He was kind of like a hired hand or filling in for somebody. So after that tour, he was wide open, and kind of just went from there.
So not really.
And that was about 4-ish, like close to 5 years ago when that happened. So
okay, so if it's your first go at writing lyrics, I mean, then the solo record, I mean, what was that about? I mean, did you?
I mean, only lyrics.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
Like everything I write, like kind of, mostly will like start with music.
Okay. All right.
So yeah. Like I'm always what I'm saying is I'm always involved in every aspect of the songwriting. Like
okay. So this was just sitting down and putting pen to paper and going over what was already created.
Yes.
Which
like somebody's got to be hard. Yeah, like somebody else's idea. And it's like, I mean, when you're doing the whole package, it's like you're putting shit together that sounds and feels right. But when somebody else gives you something, it's it's something that you probably never would have written, because where people aren't alike.
Yeah, that's like I read the Sammy Hagar's book, and he said when he got into Van Halen, like he wasn't allowed to, because it was Eddie's band, and he wasn't allowed to do anything. So he was just handed the music, and he wasn't used to doing that either. So he would just like scat over the music he was given to just come up with words that would fit. And I was like, okay. And then your first album's a fucking platinum record. So
that, I mean, that's a great way to write words. I mean, a lot of times you just go for it. Like, don't even think about it. Just nonsense. I mean, same as scatting. But yeah, just start throwing out fucking words that aren't even words. Just saying stuff. You really just, like you're looking for a melody, in this shit. And, usually when you find that melody, that will lead you to what you want to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and but that's harder with punk songs, right? I mean, getting that melody, because a lot of punk songs don't have a lot of melody in it.
It depends on how you write songs.
Yeah,
I mean, I have like You know, like when I joined All, that was kind of like a fucking crash course in like music, you know, punk rock, melody, like all this shit, all like you know, like all the bizarre time signatures, all this shit. Like when I joined All, I was just a kid, and although I was a huge fan, I mean, they were like my favorite band, uh, even before I joined the band. But and it's but it's like I had never written uh, that kind of shit, you know, just like uh, you know, like time signatures, like you know, like I wasn't listening to Yes growing up, or you know what I mean. Although I am now, but so when I joined, I mean, I just learned so much shit, you know. So they would, you know, give. I mean, basically, if the music is chaotic enough, you could put any fucking melody you want over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just gonna float over the top. You could be singing, uh, you know, like nursery rhymes over like kind of black, you know, Black Flag kind of songs or whatever, you know, just because it's, you know, I mean, the notes, there's notes, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you need it.
You just kind of have to, you know, you just have to know where your melody's going. And so that's, I really enjoy like trying to pull like a really nice melody out of basically chaos. You know what I mean?
Nice. So with the new EP that's coming out and the Kingdom EP that already came out this year, was that a conscious effort to like to do two EPs instead of a full length to let time sit and resonate? Because I know we're in this newfangled world where you and I, who are older than the new way that music is being thrown out into the world,
Mm-hmm.
it's trying to figure out the landscape of how to put out music nowadays is kind of crazy. It's kind of one of the reasons why I, started the show, is to find new stuff, go through weed through all the bullshit and make sure that the good stuff, has a platform to shine. So when you guys were coming out with the new album, the two EPs for this year, was that a conscious effort to split it up, or is that just how it worked out for you guys?
Uh, uh, when we went in to record, like it wasn't initially, but I think after, like we recorded 11 or 12 songs, uh, in it, and then like once we kind of had an order, a running order for the songs, uh, it the two sides, assuming you're listening to a record, side
Mm-hmm.
A and side B, the two sides just had very like kind of distinct personalities, I thought. And then once Thousand Islands Records wanted to put it out, then we kind of brainstormed a little bit, and it's like, well, so let's split these into two EPs. Basically, what you said. Uh, this way, you know, you're in people's face for a longer period of time. You could kind of you'll continually have something to push. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Longer. Um. So yes, it was. Uh. But and then I don't know. Yeah, I guess I could tell you. But it's not a big deal. So eventually, since these EPs are digital only, um, Kingdom will be side A, and Animal will be side B on the vinyl, the full
Okay.
length vinyl. That
Awesome.
will come out whenever, you know, the record plants are pretty backed up. So we'll see. We'll see when it comes out. But it's at the plant.
All right. Awesome. Hopefully you have something, because are you definitely playing the fest this year?
We are definitely playing the fest this year, yes.
Awesome. Awesome. So with all this stuff and this awesome information you just provided me with, you brought up something before about the band Yes, and this is where I'd like to find out a little bit about you and what music and how it's kind of shaped you uh, throughout your life. And for me, I always go back to the two most pivotal moments in my life. It's once I heard music that was, I heard a song when I was in the back seat of an 82 brown Oldsmobile on the New Jersey Parkway. And I heard a song by the Beach Boys, and I was a little kid, and it literally changed my life.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another moment when you're older and you find your own music that you kind of go into. Do you remember your first musical memory, like how I just explained mine?
I don't remember like a something specific like that. But my mom was very into music. So like whenever we were driving around stuff, she would listen. Like she loved the Beatles, and she loved Sam Cooke and Elvis. A lot of the 50s doo-wop, and then like the 60s pop groups and shit. So I mean, I basically grew up on that stuff. I mean, the Beatles are still my all-time favorite band. Sam Cooke is my second all-time favorite singer. So that like that is the first shit that hit me. Mainly because of my mom, and she had great taste, and that shit it sticks with you. The Beatles is gonna stick with you. Like once I kind of figured out my own shit, it's like I have a brother that's 7 years older and a sister that's 8 years older. So, I mean, there's a turntable at my house. My brother and sister had fucking Black Sabbath and Creedence and AC/DC records and all this kind of shit. So I would I also listened to that stuff when I was real young. 10, 11. So really, I think probably the first thing that was mine that like I kind of found myself that wasn't my brother or sister or my parents was probably like Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
It's like there at some point. I mean, Van Halen was probably, other than the Beatles, they were probably like my favorite band at the time. Like when I was 10, 11, 12. Van Halen 1984 was my first big concert when I was 12.
Nice.
But that was, I mean, Van Halen's on the radio. Well, I don't know if Van Halen was on the radio back then. I don't remember. Well, 1984 was, sure, Jump and that kind of shit. But still, that that was stuff that I got, from my brother and sister. But then I found Iron Maiden, and then I was like, fuck yeah. And then from Iron Maiden, I found like Slayer, and I was like, fuck yeah, and then you find like Black Flag and the Misfits, and and then you're talking about hanging out with kids in middle school, and somebody turns you on to Descendants or Fear or the Dead Kennedys and shit, and then
it's a community of music that I mean. So Iron Maiden, I'm a huge Iron Maiden fan. I just got my new Igloo Iron Maiden cooler. So
shit.
Yeah, Igloo made an Iron Maiden cooler. It's awesome.
How big is it?
It's a smaller handled one.
Oh yeah,
but it's still awesome. I brought it to a party on Sunday, and everybody's like, dude, where'd you get that cooler? I'm like, you don't need to know. It's just, this is how I'm rolling.
Don't be copying my shit, man.
So, I mean, how did you find Iron Maiden? Because it's not like back in that time. I mean, Iron Maiden wasn't really on MTV or anything, and that age that we grew up in wasn't Iron Maiden wasn't being played on MTV.
Right. Well, until you had like Headbangers Ball. But there was also like I think, well, shit, was that channel even called USA? It might have been called USA or something back then. But it was there was that show Night Flight.
Okay.
How old are you?
Mid 40s.
Okay, so we're similar.
Yeah.
I'm a little older, but yeah, there was a show on like Friday or weekend nights or whenever called Night Flight that just showed like rock videos and whatever rock magazines I got a hold of. I was very into. I mean, when you're that young and just kind of devouring everything, uh, it's like you just see a band or something, see a name, and it's like that. It's like that's what I want.
Yeah. And especially if you see Eddie, you're just like, what the fuck?
Yes.
I need this band. I don't care what they sound like.
Yeah, just see the fucking cover and it's like, I need it. Yeah, for sure.
Well, that's like bands with covers that the music is not what the cover is, like a Nazareth or something. Like you just like you look at the covers, you're like, dude, fuck yeah. And then you listen to music, you're like, okay.
This is like some weird British folk music.
Yeah.
This is not heavy metal at all.
No.
But yeah, and then it's just, I still love Iron Maiden.
So do I. So do I.
It was one of the first, wait, was that? Oh, I think it was right after the world opened back up again. After the pandemic, I think I saw them up in Indianapolis.
Nice. Bruce still got the chops?
Yes. For this, what's this tour called? Oh, The Legacy of the Beast or whatever?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. It was killer. Yeah, I mean, they all sounded great. Stage show's fucking awesome. Big, huge outdoor amphitheater. I don't really get to go or want to go to big shows like that very often, but it is fun when you get to do it. It reminds you of being a teenager.
Yeah. Big shows are tough for me at times, like the bigger grandiose shows, because I'm used to just being in a small club, watching awesome bands, hone their trade.
Yeah, totally.
So from that point, when you start getting in that community with the kids in school and stuff and sharing music and everything, was there a band that you shared with someone that you were just so proud of that nobody understood but you?
All was one of those bands.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there were a couple of us, Yeah,
listen, I get that. I had a friend and we talked about it because I was more in the All camp than the Descendants camp, and he was a little older than me, and he was too punk enough to admit that All was fucking great. And now he's like, yeah, I was just an asshole back then. Like, they're fucking fantastic. I was like, I know.
I don't understand these people who are in the Descendants camp more than the All camp. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. I don't understand how, like, it was like there was almost like this defining line that like something came to an end, even though it was, if you even say that, one's a 10 and the other one's a 9.8, like how far away like are you from that point? And that's the kind of stuff where, and also listen, it's just arguing with your friends over music, really.
Right. Well, the issue, I guess, really, if you want to get down to it and try to figure out why people don't like All, is because All got too proggy,
Yeah.
I mean, Descendants is, just punk rock.
Yeah.
I mean, I would never blame something on Stefan and Carl. But when they joined Descendants, I mean, it, the way they play and write music, I mean, it became like a different kind of band, And I think, I mean, a lot of people can't or don't want that much info in a song. It's like, I just want to listen to my fucking 3 chords and sing along.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't give me all these fucking crazy guitar chords and, and
don't be professionals, man.
Time signatures and shit. What, you guys are practicing and shit? God damn it. But, yeah, I mean, yeah, All was definitely one of those bands.
And I mean, that's amazing of a story if that's one of the bands you show someone and then you end up in All. I mean, you want to talk about a moment in life for someone. That had to be one of those days that you're just like, this isn't fucking real.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, it's totally bizarre. Like, I mean, how, like when I said All was my favorite band, I mean, like, for reals. I was a fucking All fanatic. I fucking love them so much. So just the fact I got asked to try out, I was like, holy shit. Of course I want to try out. So, and then after I tried out and Bill was trying out other singers, I really didn't even cross my mind that I might be in All, Wow. It's like, they're going to get some, professional rock singer and just go on. And then when Bill called me, I was just like, shit. It's this fucking 21-year-old kid. I just got to join my favorite band. It was pretty crazy.
That's fucking awesome, man. I mean, that's awesome. So when did you start, diving into music and playing music and being, and learning instruments and stuff? How old were you when you started diving into actual music?
Oh, I think my parents bought me, strangely enough, my first instrument was a drum set. So my parents bought me a drum set. I was probably like 14, maybe 13 or 14.
Did you ask for it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And also, like, a neighbor of ours lived right down the street. I was friends with his son. But he, I don't know if you know much about musical gear and shit, but he started up and owns a CNC drum shop.
Okay.
Which is everyone plays them now. Everyone.
Yeah. He's got the warehouse, right? With just stacks of drums where you can go in and he's got like perfect.
Probably. Yeah. But I mean, we're talking, 35 years ago. So, I mean, he was just starting up, so he just had like a little shop and he made drums. And so they bought me one of these CNC drum sets, and it was probably one of his, one of the first handful of sets he made, which is crazy to think about. But, so, I played drums for about a year. I liked it. But drums were not that fun to like play by yourself. Like I didn't have anybody to jam with, and I'm just in the basement fucking playing drums to nothing. So after a while, I don't know if I think I scrounged up a guitar or something. So I was probably like 14-ish. I started playing guitar, kind of. Probably about 15 or 16, like is when like I started like playing with people, and then nobody wanted to sing, and I was probably the worst guitar player of my friends and shit. So I got stuck singing.
So they forced you.
They forced me. So at about 16 or so, like. Then I was just forced into being a singer.
All right. So what was the name of your very first band?
Very first band was Formaldehyde Cocktail.
Okay. So we're glad that's not out there.
And it was, I mean, it was it was like all wannabe shit. It was fucking 3-chord pop punk. And we played a couple shows, and that was it.
Now, how did you get the phone call? What were you doing at the time? What band were you singing for, or that you got the call to audition for All? I mean, how did that come about?
So I'm from Kansas City, Missouri. Mm-hmm. So All at some point moved from LA out to Brookfield, Missouri, which is a small town like 2 hours from Kansas City. I met Bill through a friend of mine who booked shows in Kansas City that Bill knew. This kid knew I was a huge All fan, so I went and hung out with him so I could meet Bill. So we kind of became friends a little bit. I mean, they lived like 2 hours away, so it's not like we really hung out. But I had a band at the time called Apple Tree that, it's just kind of a rock and roll band. All Replacements and Soul Asylum. Because I really love that stuff, especially Soul Asylum.
I love Soul Asylum.
Yeah, so fucking good. And the horse they rode in on, man, is a goddamn masterpiece. So this band Apple Tree, like All would play like fucking barn parties and shit in Brookfield. It's like 4,000 people that live there. It's just a tiny kind of farm town out in the fucking middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So Apple Tree, my band, like we would go up there and like play with them and shit, or just go hang out and go to these parties that they're playing. And then like a year, 2 years later, however long, when Scott quit, Bill just called me, and he hadn't really sing or heard me sing that much, but he knew I was a singer and he knew I was a fan, so he gave me the shot.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And going the a la Replacement Soul Asylum sound, and listen, I had to search Discogs when I became a big fan of Drag the River to find out how to actually get stuff physically in my hands, because I'm a physical being, so I need to have something in my hands when I'm listening to it most of the time. So when I first heard that, because I was a huge Armchair Martian fan, big All fan, and for that to come together for what it was, and here's something completely different than what they both were, it was one of those like breaths of fresh air, like when you can just go, I was like, it was exactly what I needed when I was looking for music.
Nice.
And I mean, if you're saying that Apple Tree was like that, and that's where your sound kind of goes, I mean, was that kind of a breath of fresh air for you to do something like that as well, after touring and doing everything you were doing for so long with All?
It was. All is like playing an All show is, like I fucking love that band. I love all the songs, everything about it, and I love playing shows. But it's also fucking work, Yeah. You're basically fucking yelling, for fucking an hour every single night, like yelling as hard as you can, like trying to sing and, keep good pitch and whatever, people throwing shit at you. So I fucking loved it, but it is work, and Drag the River, it's like when me and John just finally, like we met probably a couple years after All moved out to Colorado. So when we moved to Fort Collins, we would go into a new city, you don't fucking know anybody. So like I just started getting out, going to parties and shit, seeing bands and stuff. At some point, I saw Armchair Martian and started talking to John and Paul and shit. Me and John became really good friends, and we were both from Kansas City. We both fucking like Hank Williams Jr. and Merle Haggard and that kind of shit. So we were both excited to kind of get into something else, and it was, it went from like being like actual work. Speaking of all, to we could just sit here on this fucking couch and drink beers and play acoustic guitars and like really enjoy this. And we're not fucking yelling. we're not jumping. We're not jumping off like speaker cabinets and shit. We're just sitting here having fun. So it was very nice. Very nice just to do something totally fucking different.
Well, I'm glad you did, because it is, and anyone that's listening to the show that hasn't heard anything from Drag the River, I mean, Drag the River's been on my weekly 3 segment a couple times, because it's just something that I'll continuously put on because I enjoy it so much. So
a friend of ours is getting married. He's not getting married till like, October or something, but he wanted to have like a Colorado, like kind of family party, soon. It's this coming up weekend. So he's like, what is it going to take to get Drag the River to play this fucking party? And it's like, well, for one, I mean, we haven't played in fucking 6 years or something. We haven't played since we were out on that Social Distortion tour, years ago.
Yeah.
And, I don't live in Colorado anymore. I live in fucking Indiana. So it's like, anyway, long story short. So now we're playing this party Sunday night. And I have a huge list of songs to go over or relearn.
Yeah.
And I've just realized that you can't fucking listen to our records anywhere.
Nope.
Nowhere.
I have one.
Yeah, it's like on Spotify, like the self-titled and You Can't Live This Way are on Spotify. And like Apple Music and shit, but every other record is just gone. And I don't have copies myself. I mean, I probably have CDs maybe, but I no longer have a way to listen to CDs.
I was going to say I could make you copies of the CDs and get them and overnight them to you. But yeah, it's how do you listen to them? I mean, a couple years ago, I was like, wow, there's only one CD player for sale in any store. And I was just like, yeah, I bought it. But you can listen to it on, like, if you got maybe still a DVD player rolling around or a Blu-ray player, probably.
Nope. I got nothing. Nothing.
All right. Cool.
Nothing. So, I just kind of, I'm looking through this list of fucking 35 songs. And, I mean, luckily they're all basically in G and they're all 3 chords. So it's probably more like, well, I'm just going to need to brush up on some lyrics, I think.
That is crazy though, that you can't, I mean, the first recording ever made is out there to listen to, and to find stuff. It does blow my mind that there is stuff that like I can't find. Like I was looking for like, old bands in like the early 90s that were, put out one album, and I was just like, I can't find this shit anywhere. I was like, and I'm like, I know I had it at one point. I'm like, but I can't find a way to listen to it at all. And then like, I'll even try to like go to YouTube, because sometimes people upload an album with, just an album cover and music playing.
Yeah.
But I still I couldn't find it. There was like 2 bands and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. I did the same thing. Then I went to YouTube because, people put like full albums on there and shit. I think YouTube must have cracked down on that or something, because now I don't see full albums. I just, it's just like I don't want to go through and just watch like horrible live versions
Yeah.
of these songs, where we're just fucking drunk on our asses and everybody's just screaming. I don't want to do that.
Yeah. That's not the way the song was intended.
Right. I mean, live, sure.
Yeah.
But, I want to hear what's supposed to actually happen in the song.
Well, I mean, that's awesome that you're going to get back out there and do something like that.
So there's that one show. It is just, I'm not saying there won't be more, but it's only because my buddy Kevin wanted us to play his wedding.
All right. Well,
like we were back in the day, we were like such the fucking Colorado, but the party band in Colorado.
Yeah.
Like we could play Fort Collins or Denver, and there'd always be, fucking 300 or 400 people, and it was just always a big event, and like in this bar that we're playing, that's where my friend Kevin. That's probably where we all met. That's where we spent most of our time, fucking 15 years ago and shit. And so he just wanted to bring it back to like kind of the old Fort Collins.
Yeah, the glory years.
The glory years. Yep.
Well, that's awesome, man. Good luck with that. I'm sure you'll figure it out and you'll be fine.
Thanks. It'll be fine. Everybody will be so drunk it won't matter.
And I mean, from that point, and now you're basically, I mean, listening to A Vulture Wake. Now you're back to working, to play.
Yes.
Back to it being a job and possibly stretching beforehand and yeah.
Yep, doing some vocal warm-ups. But the difference is, seeing how Vulture Wake is like, I mean, not my band, obviously, because there is 4 of us. But so far, I've written every lyric in, on all these Vulture Wake songs. So I can, I obviously have more control over the keys and the melodies, and I don't have to be screaming at the top of my range the whole time. I've grown up. I realized you don't always have to be yelling in someone's face. So work, yes, but I've learned to dodge some difficulties, to make it more enjoyable. I mean, it is enjoyable. It's a fucking blast, no matter what you're doing. Even if even if it's an all show in some fucking basement and it's 120 degrees and nobody could breathe, and you have to lay down on the stage to kind of make it through a song. I mean, that's fucking fun too. It's all fun.
Well, it's that performance drug, and I think I've said it before. One of the best things that I heard, someone say, go back to, famous people. What Reznor said, he's like, the reason why I did drugs was because the best drug I ever had was when I was on stage, and then I would get off, and then it was gone, and then I was searching, and he's like, and that's why he's like, I never, did drugs before a performance. He goes, right after I did, because that feeling was gone.
Yeah, and you want to keep it.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And it's also, I mean, you could be, on a fucking bender for a week, just hung over as shit. You could barely fucking move. But if you could get up on that stage, once the music starts and there's people looking at you and like smiling and like, wanting to have a good time, all that shit goes away. You know what I mean?
Best cure.
Best fucking cure. It's just the adrenaline kicks in, boom, just go. All that shit is gone. You feel nothing. You just feel the fucking energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, with A Vulture Wake, it being a new project, and there's, stuff out there for everyone to listen to, and I implore everyone to go out and listen to it for new stuff. I actually had a guest on last week, and it was in A Vulture Wake was in my threes for people to listen to, and he literally texted me 20 minutes after the show, and he's like, "What the fuck, dude? I totally dig this. They're fucking awesome." I was like, "This is why we do it." So if you and I, there was no, it's hard for me to tell people, what to start with, what to go with. So if someone came up to you and was like, "Hey man, I want to get into your band," what song of A Vulture Wake would you play for them? Like, if you had to pick a song that best described what the band is currently, what song would you play for them?
I would say maybe like a Choke or something off the Kingdom EP. Because it has kind of a lot of the elements of what we do. Like it's melodic, it's fucking lyrically dark. It has like the kind of prog rock parts to it. It has like a fucked up time signatures. Like it's kind of the complete package of like everything I kind of think of like when I go in to like write a song, like a lot of the points I want to hit. I think like that's probably a good example of like what we are and where we're going.
Awesome. It is a great song, and I did recently order this CD, so I'm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So we only made CDs for tour. The label has nothing to do with it. They just let us print our own CDs, like just for tour. Because these EPs are only digital,
Mm-hmm.
So like the physical copies. There won't be any physical copy other than the shit we did, which I guess you bought. There won't be any physical copies until it's like the full length record out.
All right. Well, I hope everything comes into place so you have something at Fest to sell.
We should. The label seems to think. Well, they said fall for the vinyl, and that I guess we'll see. We'll see. but he seemed to think we'd have it by Fest.
Okay. Well, I hope you do.
Are you going to Fest?
I mean, I haven't bought my ticket yet, but I did book a place to stay. So it basically is turning out I'm going to Fest because a lot of people we've recently had on the show, it turns out everyone that's been on the show recently is playing Fest. So,
okay. Well, if you don't go, can I have your hotel? Yeah. I haven't booked a room yet. I'm like, well, fuck.
Yeah, there was nothing around there. I think my wife found like an Airbnb apartment, so I was like, yeah, no, just get it now, and if we go, we go. If we don't, we'll figure it out. I'm not worried.
Right. Where do you live at?
I live in New Jersey, right outside of New York City. Yeah.
Okay. We were just up there.
Where?
Well, we played at the what's it called? The Mill Hill basement.
Okay.
In Jersey, and then we played in Brooklyn too.
Yeah, Brooklyn is that's basically what you can't see it, but I put air quotation. That's the new city. So that is where everything's happening. And for me, who loves going to shows and constantly goes to shows, it's 28 miles away and it's 2 hours to get there.
2 hours, Jesus Christ! I would never fucking go to a show, ever.
It's absurd, and I had kind of come up with a rule a couple years ago that listen, I don't go through, if I have to go through a bridge and a tunnel, or if I have to go over two bridges to get somewhere, I shouldn't be going to that show. But just so happens everybody, that's been on the show. I support every band that has been here and given me their time. So whenever they're around, I absolutely make time to go see them, and they're all have been playing in fucking Brooklyn.
Yeah. I know it sucked driving in and it sucked driving out. It was terrible.
Yep.
So really, like when you're touring around there, I mean, you could play like every fucking 20 miles.
Oh, without a doubt.
Because if it takes you 2 hours to drive 20 miles, obviously you're going to go someplace that's like 5 miles from your house.
Yeah, there's so in Jersey, like going down to Asbury Park. I live in northern New Jersey, outside New York City, and in like Asbury Park, I think is like 87 miles. I get there faster than I do going into the city 28 miles away. So I always hope that someone's going to play in Asbury. I'm like, I'll just rather, drive the extra miles, except with the way fuel is now. But I would still do it just so I'm not hitting the brake.
Mm-hmm. Right. Do you know Chris Pierce?
No, I don't.
No? Okay.
No.
He's a buddy of mine, lives in New Brunswick up there. He's in the band Doc Hopper.
Okay.
Years ago.
Doc Hopper. Yeah.
He's in State Drugs and Nervous Triggers and like some punk bands up there. But anyway, doesn't matter.
Yeah. So when do you guys feel that, when this whole thing comes together, and I like how you said side A and side B has a different feel to it. When you were doing that, was it just how the songs fleshed themselves out that it was like, oh wow, these are different and these are different. This goes together and this goes together. So that's how we do it. And that's why it's going to be EPs. But you know how albums back in the old days, they usually told a story, like the whole thing told a story. So was side A a story and side B going to be a story?
I mean, truthfully, the whole thing kind of goes together. But just the vibe of it's more like the music, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The music on Kingdom might be a little faster, a little livelier. Music on Animal might be a little more on the hard rock side, slower, really gnarly, heavy stuff. So they just have like really different feels. But lyrically, I mean, the whole record is about this, the shit show of the political landscape of the United States and the world.
That's why I don't turn on the TV.
Just don't do it. I can't turn it off, and it's killing me. It's
a train wreck because you have to see what's going on, and I refuse. I just refuse to turn on a TV anymore. I just don't. If I like walk in a room, my wife has the news on, and I'm just like, turn it the fuck off now. Turn it off now.
That is smart. I mean, it fucking consumes you, and it like you turn the news on the first thing in the morning, it will fucking ruin your day.
Yeah.
It's
so
like,
why
don't do it? I know. But I just can't. I mean, yeah, you said it. It's a fucking train wreck. I gotta see it.
So, in all your performances in life, you've been doing this a very long time, and you've traveled around. You've played with many bands, and your bands have opened for many bands. Many bands have opened for you. Has there ever been a band that you've been on the same bill, and you've like stood back and watched and just been like, holy shit, that was one of the greatest things I've ever seen?
Oh, I think Zeke was probably one of those.
Nice. Seattle Zeke?
Yeah. I thought My Name and Wretch Like Me were like that. Do you know those guys?
No.
Okay. Yeah, My Name was a Seattle or Tacoma band years ago. That same kind of Victim's Family, No Means No, that kind of thing. And then My Name just got like a different person in the band. Changed it to Wretch Like Me. and we toured a lot with both those bands, and they're just a fucking powerhouse. There's a band from up around your parts called Shades Apart.
Yep.
That I fucking love, and I watched them every night that we played with them. Fucking Season to Risk from Kansas City was another one. Yeah, there was a handful.
Nice.
Even like some bigger bands that I like didn't grow up with, and I didn't even know. Like Killdozer. Like some kind of weird oddball bands that we would just play one or two shows with here and there. And I got to see some cool stuff.
Do you have a performance of your own that stands out to you? That, there's a memory from a certain performance that you just can remember vividly about the whole experience?
Years ago, we were playing at Tramps. That's New York City, right?
Yep.
Okay. During the show, I mean, obviously I'm going to remember this, but my ACL snapped. So I remember every fucking thing about the show. I don't know how long we had been playing up to that point. Probably 30 minutes or so. I don't know, but and I just remember like a big, David Lee Roth rock jump, and when I landed, and just a big pop, and then I was immediately on the ground, and had to lay on the ground, singing like another 30 minutes, just laying on the ground.
Did you let out an audible scream or what?
I had to have.
Yeah, because I blew mine like 3 times. So and every time was the loudest fucking scream I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, I mean, we were in the middle of like, keep your politics out of my music or fucking whatever, but it was gnarly. I mean, that's the most pain I've ever felt, and I had to fucking finish the set.
Now, with all your touring, is there an album that stands out to you? Because with driving around and listening to music as you probably did in a van, is there an album that stands out to you that's kind of like a montage of all your travels of running around that you remember that album vividly?
Not really. Although we did, at some point, I mean, there were a few years or a couple years, like like when I joined All, we really only toured for like 6, 7 years, 8 years, like not a ton before we kind of stopped. But I do remember having like a Garth Brooks box set, and that fucking got listened to strangely enough fucking nonstop.
See, that's what I was looking for. Something crazy that no one would think about. That's usually like one of those things that someone would call, now that we're older, everything's just a pleasure, but back in the day called a guilty pleasure. And Garth Brooks, thinking about all driving around listening to Garth Brooks is pretty fucking spectacular in my head.
Yeah, just, you get done with a fucking punk rock show, pile in the truck and start drinking whiskey and throw on the fucking Garth Brooks box set.
So I don't want to, since we started the show with me talking about your solo stuff, which is awesome, and I implore people to find it and listen to it. I mean, what was that like for you, doing something just completely, totally on your own?
It was very freeing. Yeah, I mean, that was, excuse me, that was the first time I just had complete control. I could do whatever I wanted. Um, like the first solo record I did, I mean, that was just me and the acoustic basically, and I kind of just went in. Me and the my friend Chris, the producer, we just got drunk and pressed play basically. So there wasn't like as much kind of planning or whatever with that record. But that's the second one, the 1 week record. That was like it was very exciting. Like like I had the songs. Like I knew I wanted it to be like a full band record, which I didn't have a band. So I just grabbed a couple friends of mine from Denver or whatever. But like I played everything except I had a friend play drums, and I had a friend play piano on it. But I played all the guitars and bass and sang. But yeah, so that was very exciting because I actually, before I got down there and recorded, I mapped everything out. I was like, this is what I want here. This is what I want here. I'm going to have this guy play this, um, and it was just like I could try anything, and it was just up to me to decide, and I loved it. It was very, very freeing. I got to do shit that probably wouldn't fly on like a Drag the River record or something, just because uh, like I like effects and stuff. John was more of like a very all natural, like like no reverb, no nothing. Like reverb, what the fuck is that? But I like chorus and delays and shit. Like I love Pink Floyd. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
like these huge, huge like sonic landscapes and shit. So actually got to create stuff like that for that record, and it was very fun, very fun. Um, I don't think I would want to do a lot of records where like it's just up to you, because I do like uh, having some feedback.
Yeah.
Because somebody can help you. I mean, you're so into the shit. You're so deep in it that I mean, you could have the worst fucking song on the planet and you wouldn't realize it. And you obviously want somebody to tell you that. You know,
Yeah.
like
No.
what if you walk out of the bathroom and you have fucking toilet paper with shit on it hanging from your shoe? You want somebody to tell you.
Yeah.
You know. so I don't think I would want to do that again necessarily, where like it's totally on like in my hands, but it was beautiful doing it once, just getting to try anything and everything.
Yeah, you got to be your own composer and put together your own thing. I mean, it's got to be 100% different than being in a band with everyone being like, yeah, no, not that, this, not, and you just being, I like this here, I like this here, I like this here, and this is what I'm doing. That's
Yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
takes a lot of balls too. You know what I mean? Like as you
Sure.
explained it, to be able to do that, because the thing about the album for me is, and like I said with As Free, it's just one of those things. I can hear your heart and soul in the songs. They're
Yeah,
yours.
yeah, yeah.
It's you, and that's what I love about it.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I fucking love that record. I am so proud of that record. It breaks my heart that nobody even knows it exists. Because I think it is fucking beautiful. And I mean,
Well, people are going
it's
to know it exists now. So listen, if they're late to the party, as long as they come to the party, that's all that matters.
true, true. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that making that record is like, doing shit that since I had been, in All and Drag the River, uh, like, you know, like all these ideas and shit, like never even existed because I knew there was no place, you know, for them. But then when I actually got to sit down and just think about this, it's like, holy shit, there's nobody here to tell me no. I could do whatever the fuck I want. This is awesome.
Sometimes, again, left to your own devices, you don't know what could happen.
That's right. Sometimes it's amazing. Sometimes it's a fucking plane crash.
Yeah, I've made a lot of bad decisions alone. So
yes, absolutely.
But so I've kept you here long enough. I appreciate your time. You've given me right now. If I'd like to give you the opportunity to tell everybody how to find A Vulture Wake, the current stuff you're doing, how to find it everywhere, because that's the way of the world now. You have to tell people how to find your stuff, and I can't do it alone. So,
right. avulturewake.com. That will have all needed info. I mean, you could find us on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. Our first record and the first EP is on, like, you know, you can stream it. It's on Spotify and Apple Music and all that shit. We're around. I mean, if you got a computer, you can find it.
Well, we're going to come into our last segment here, where your bands have all appeared at some point or another throughout the history of the show. It is 3 things that you're listening to right now that you would like someone to check out.
3 things that I'm listening to right now.
Yeah, right now.
Okay. At the moment, I am obsessed with Jethro Tull. Pretty much any record from the 70s. Like anyone. Like starting with either Aqualung or Thick as a Brick. I don't remember which one was first, which was in like 70.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all the way to fucking Heavy Horses or whatever that was in like 79. It's amazing shit. You know, like it kind of bums me out that I didn't give them a chance when I was a youngster, because I could have been listening to this amazing band my whole fucking life.
See, that's the thing though. When you're a youngster, and I've put this out to, like, you know, an artist such as like a Bruce Springsteen. I'm born and raised in New Jersey. When you're born, they hand you a Springsteen record.
Of course.
But I never got it. Like, I never just understood it. But now that I'm older, now I get it. It wasn't for me at that time. It's one of those, it's that timely music. And that's, you know, Jethro Tull is that thing too. They weren't singing to a 10-year-old. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, they weren't. They weren't. It's very fucking intelligent music, you know?
Yeah.
It's fucking deep. I mean, the lyrics are like, I mean, it's fucking literature, you know? It's just crazy. And it's just album after album after album. There's like fucking 8 records in the 70s that are all just stellar. Enough about Jethro Tull. So, yes, Jethro Tull, any record from the 70s, go for it. Right now, I've been really, at this moment, I've been checking out, you know how when you're on Spotify, I hate, you know, giving people like free ad shit, but you listen to a record, when the record's over, it'll just like launch you to some other record that they consider similar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like similar type of music. So, like, one of my favorite bands is the Helicopters. Do you know who the Helicopters are?
Yes.
Okay. So after I was listening to the New Helicopters record, after that, it launched me to this dude who's another just Swedish rock musician. You know, he's in like death metal bands and all kinds of shit. It seems like all these Swedish guys are. They could do anything. Anything rock oriented, they could do it. But this dude, his name is like Robert Pearson. His name's like Robert Pearson. The record or his act is called Robert Pearson's Humbucker. And I've just been like, I can't stop listening to it. It sounds like the Helicopters. It sounds like 70s rock. It sounds like Thin Lizzy. You know, it's fucking awesome. So that's another one.
Definitely checking that out.
It's great, dude. Check it out. And another one of my favorite bands is another Swedish band called Catatonia, which they also started out as like a fucking black metal band. I don't know. And they've just turned into like a really fucking powerful, like kind of prog metal. Very beautiful, very dark and heavy. Just very beautiful songs. So like this Catatonia, the Fall of Hearts, is a masterpiece in my opinion.
Awesome. Now I got something to listen to.
It's killer, and it's one of the best sounding records I've ever heard. It just kind of blows my mind when I listen to it. It's like, wow, like how do you get all this stuff in here? How do you get it to sound so clean and heavy and you know? So yeah, Jethro Tull, Robert Pearson's Humbucker, Catatonia.
Got it. Awesome. Good 3. My 3 for this week. My first one is a band called Cadet Carter. They're a Welsh German pop punk emo, whatever you want to call things nowadays, band. There's an album called Anthems for the Week. Fantastic album. Everybody's check it out if you're looking for something new to enjoy and get into. It is Cadet Carter.
Cadet Carter.
Yeah.
All right.
My next one is a band called Hop Along out of Philly. They're a Philly indie band. There's an album came out probably 8 years ago. It's called Painted Shut. If you like awesome indie stuff, if you're ever into Mary Lou Lordish stuff back in the day, Hop Along is a band for you. And last but not least, it's a heart-wrenching story and an album that'll break your heart when you listen to it. But it's one of those things that there's a guy, Phil Elverum. He has his moniker is Mount Erie. And the album is called A Crow Looked at Me. Now, it's just a singer-songwriter, a little backstory so people can understand what they're going to get into if you go to listen to it. His wife passed away of pancreatic cancer 4 months after giving birth to their daughter, and the entire album is about her.
Ouch.
There's lyrics in there. A week after you died, a package where your name showed up at the house. Like it's,
Jesus.
Yeah. So if you're not feeling well, don't listen to this album. But if you are in a good headspace and mental space, the album it's fantastic. It's a love story. It's a heartbreaker. But yeah, Mount Erie, A Crow Looked at Me.
Mount Erie, A Crow Looked at Me.
Yeah.
You got me excited. I love stuff that it will fucking break my heart.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
I'm telling you, and that's why I gave the backstory to it, so people can understand if you go to listen to it, what it's truly about. He wrote the entire thing about her right after she passed away. So
yeah, that's a little,
yeah. But Chad, thanks so much for being here, man, giving us your time, and for all the amazing stuff you've given me and our listeners to hear throughout your storied career in the music industry. We appreciate it, and A Vulture Wake is fucking righteous. It's awesome. Everybody needs to listen to it, and I hope to get to see you perform live at the fest this year. So
cool, man. I appreciate it, Shane.
Everybody, you know what time it is now. It's time to go out, listen to A Vulture Wake, and have a great fucking time.
Yes.
Lock yourself in a padded room. You're showing signs of failure. Close your eyes, the show will resume. Your life lies in the hands of strangers. Spiders crawling under your skin. Venom invades. Let the games begin. Shut in, shut out. Feeling of hope. What's caught in your throat? Help me help you choke. Choke on blood of a rival son. The anarchist religion. Human season has finally begun. We've waited years to taste them. Spiders crawling under your skin. Venom invades. Let the games begin. Shut in, shut out. Feeling of hope. What's caught in your throat? Help me help you choke. Wait. The worst of it is yet to arrive. Let's buckle up, stare at the sky. Who's going home tonight? Wait. We're on a system set to explode. The gravity will beckon us home. Who's going home? Who's missing home? Help me help you choke. Help me help you choke. Help me help you choke. Help me help you choke.
Thanks again for tuning into the Hidden Tracks podcast. We hope you enjoyed this week's show. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at HiddenTracks99. Also, send all your submissions myhiddentracks99@gmail.com. Tune in next week. You may find your new favorite band, and don't forget to go out and have a great fucking time.